Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm very excited as I will be playing with some new products that I just got. So the product that I'm sharing today is the melted powder from Wow. This is an embossing powder like you can see here, and it comes in a big jar. It is a very fine powder that once melted becomes very liquid, and you can pour it into various shapes or molds and create your own embellishments. I did a bit of testing the moment I received the powders through mail, and I've already made one rose and also some dots, so to say, some embellishments that are pretty much similar to the enamel dots that we use for embellishing our cards. You can see here I made some clear ones with the clear embossing powder and some blue ones with some blue embossing powder, and I'm going to quickly show you how this powder works. I have here this mold by Wow, and this is a rose. It's called Shabby Rose or something like that, I believe. I also got some of these trays that will help me pour in the powder and melt it. I have here some leftovers from my previous project, and you kind of want to keep everything that didn't came out as you wanted, because you can remelt it and pour it into your shapes or molds. So the first thing that I'll be doing, I'll just pour in several spoons of this powder here, and my spoons are very tiny, so I'm just gonna grab 2 of these. And the blue embossing powder is opaque pastel blue. And I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of this one powder also. Now I'll have to mix both powders. And I have a cloth pin here that helps me hold on to my tray, as this will get very warm once you heat it. You do want to start from underneath so that the powder doesn't get all over the place, and once the powder starts melting, you can move your heat tool and start heating from the top. So as you can see, I've tried to make some other dots also, but it is a bit difficult for me to watch the camera and also to see if I'm in frame and pour my liquid here. What I did notice is that these dots come better if you have less product in your tray, like less liquid, so it doesn't come out too much once you start pouring it onto your craft mat or sheet. For a better result, you want to make sure that your heat gun keeps hitting the liquid so that it doesn't harden. Also, these strings that get formed once in a while come off very easily. You do need a bit of practice to get the right shape of these rounded embellishments, but as I said, any project that didn't came out as you wanted, you just put it back into the tray and remelt it so nothing gets thrown out. So I'm just gonna keep some of these, and the rest I will just throw them back to the tray. As you can see here, I have a difference in color even though I used the exact same powders. The difference is that on the first ones I added much more blue powder, and on these ones I added less, and the color is much more lighter. Now I put my rose to the side and I'm waiting for this liquid here to cool down. And once you see that the edges kind of separate from the liquid, it means that it's ready for pop it out. Okay, and here is my beautiful, beautiful rose. I do have some holes in here, if you can see, and I believe that this is because I didn't have enough liquid. I will for sure be practicing more, but I so love the shape of this rose. It's absolutely beautiful. It makes such a gorgeous embellishment. You can see it here. It is very light. It is not heavy at all. It is a bit bulky, but not too much. So I can put everything to the side and make a card with my new embellishments. I really, really love this technique. Is so much fun. I have here a piece of watercolor cardstock and a stencil from Prima, and I'll be doing some stenciling. Just gonna tape this down. I'll be using this modeling paste from Deco Art. This is a regular white modeling paste. You can use texture paste or embossing paste. It works just fine. I'm just gonna peel off the tape and remove my stencil. Okay, this is such a beautiful stencil. It has a lot of very small images, flowers and leaves. Very, very cute. I will be leaving this aside to dry. So now that the paste is all dry, I'm gonna be adding some color with my Ganzai Tambi watercolors, and I have here some reds and blues and also a bit of green. Just gonna mix a bit of this red, and actually this is like a pink, and a bit of white. And I'm gonna add water to my paper and then just apply the colors. My panel here is all dry. You do want to make sure that before applying the water, if you have some paste like this on top, that the paste is really, really dry. I wasn't patient enough, so I have here a bit of that paste rubbing off from the paper, but for the rest of my panel here, everything is perfectly fine. Nothing bad happened. I'll be trimming this out and keep only one of the sides. And here is the panel that I'll be using. I have here a folded card base that has a wood grain finish, and this is from Simon Says, I believe. It is an embossed wood grain finish, very, very beautiful. Now for my sentiment, I will be using this Best Mom in the World from the Alteneu Wild Hibiscus stamp set, and I'm gonna be stamping this onto some vellum and also make some gold embossing. So here is my embossed strip. I also created a couple of leaves for that rose, and these are made with this Alteneu stamp set. It's this leaf right here. I just used some gold embossing powder and also did some quick watercoloring. And now that I have everything ready, I'm ready to assemble my card, and I will be adhering this with a bit of adhesive tape. Actually, I should have tucked this underneath the panel here, so just gonna quickly do this. And for this other side, I'll put some liquid glue and I'll have my rose right on top. So now I can adhere my rose, and I will be using the same multimedia mat. I think this works for this type of embellishments, as it's like pretty much the same thing as enamel dots. And I do know that the multimedia mat holds pretty well the enamel dots. I will be trimming these out so I can place them right behind, right on top actually of my little rose here. Maybe just a little more. Okay, and now I can glue some of these embellishments that I made. This is so much fun, and you can easily create your embellishments that match in color just as you want. Okay, so at this point I will call my card done. I'm so excited about this rose. I absolutely adore it. I am head over heels that I got this powder here, and that I can make my own embellishments in the colors I want. You can mix this powder with any color of embossing powder. I got myself two very colorful powders here, and I can't wait to use these. I don't know what I'll be making, but can't wait to play with these. Also can't wait to make a gold rose. I believe it would look amazing, and also to try some other brands of embossing powder with this melted powder from Wow, just to see if they work as nice as the Wow powders work. So I hope I gave you some inspiration today. I thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.